Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from ignorance to illumination. Lead us from death to immortality. Om. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Om prapanna parijataya totra vetraikaparnaye gnanamudraya krishnaya Gitamritaduhe namaha. Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopalanandana partho atsah sudhir bhokta dugdham gitamritam mahat. Vasudeva sutam devam kamsachanuramardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Paramananda Madhavam. We have always to remember Arjuna's question, how can I fight? Drona, Bhishma, etc., all the elderly people. This is not Arjuna's problem, this is our problem. First of all, we are worried about destruction in two ways. Two ways in positive way, two ways in negative way. When we have problems, we want a remedy. And the problems which are going to arrive in future, which are going to come really, old age comes, separation comes, accidents happen. These are all every day from morning to evening we are experiencing them. If you want, open any newspaper. You will see all those things. So, negative things in two ways. What have been experienced and what we are going to experience in future. Positive things. What is positive? We do not wish to lose all the positive things that we have. Wealth, health, happiness, people who give us happiness. We do not wish to lose. But sometimes we don't get it. Second, we have lots of expectations. If we have these, then I would be happier. Who is not thinking about it? In fact, when we use the word hope, what does that mean? Hope means, does anybody hope for negative things? Always a better life than we ever experienced before. And that's what we always hope. But there is a problem. We know through experience that we cannot prevent negative things and we cannot get what we hoped for. These are two, I think in one class I explained, Asha and Pratiksha. Asha means to expect what reasonably we hope for. Pratiksha means things we imagine we would wish to have. So those are the things. You see, if you have studied properly and written an examination and you are waiting for the results, what is it? What is your state of mind? Hope. I have written well, so I would like to, probably I will expect a good mark, good result. But there are things, if in my old age, if I go and live in Greek island, especially when you experience the cold, you remember the Greek island. If I could stay in Greek island. But you have done nothing to experience these things. You have done nothing to deserve these things. But you are hoping against hope. The only fellow, millions of people, they buy lottery tickets. They think that is enough to become a millionaire. A very important point. People buy lottery ticket and expect to become millionaires. Is there a causal relationship between these two? Very important question. is there a causal relationship between buying a lottery ticket and becoming a millionaire? You have to think about it. No. Just how do we know? Because if there is one first prize, how many people get first prizes? Only one. How many people buy the lottery tickets? If there is a cause and effect relationship, then all of them should be able to become millionaires. So what is it that this particular person, is it a fluke? That's why you call it lottery ticket. Is it a fluke by which just by buying a lottery ticket he became a millionaire? No. Do you know what it is? He had deserved to get that money. This buying a lottery ticket is from our point a causal action. Oh, he bought a lottery ticket. But reason squashes this kind of reasoning. Why? Just now, buying lottery ticket means if you are guaranteed, that is guaranteed only in one case. One lottery ticket, 1 million pounds, then it is guaranteed. Otherwise, it is not guaranteed. Even if there are two, it is not guaranteed. So what is it that makes this person a millionaire? He had done lot of karma. To illustrate this wonderful point, Sri Ramakrishna gives the example. A man was walking in the forest. Suddenly he was being chased by a tiger. He finds a tree and he climbs the tree. Unfortunately, below the tree, a man was sitting and doing tantric sadhana called Shava sadhana. He will sit on a corpse and then think of the Divine Mother. He was absorbed, he did not see the tiger, and it came and killed him and taken him away. You know this story. The other man, as soon as he saw that the tiger had gone away, immediately he came down. He was also a devotee of the Divine Mother. He saw all the puja preparations are ready. Immediately he sat, and hardly had he done a little bit of japam, the Divine Mother appeared and said, "Ask a boon of me." So this man was a little bit, rational person. He asked, "A boon I will ask later on. First give me an explanation." This man took so much of trouble, and the tiger came and you did not save him, because he was only thinking of whom? You. Whereas I had absolutely no wish to do any Shava sadhana. I was just passing by, being chased by the tiger. I climbed the tree, and then I saw that this person has been taken away. Everything is ready. Now there is no danger of the tiger returning back. So I sat down and I started repeating your name. And immediately you come to me and say that, what boon you want? Then mother laughed and said, "Look there. There was a small white hillock." So look properly. What is it? It is a hillock made up of bones. All bones. My child, do you know all these bones belong to whom? To you. In your many, many past births you were worshipping me. Many times you also were killed. And because you have done so much of worshipping me in the past lives, this life you are ready. I came and gave my darshan to you. He will also get when his karma becomes ripe. Now here is a very important point for us to understand, that why did the Divine Mother come in this birth to this person? Do you know the answer? The answer is not that the Divine Mother was waiting, I will appear to this person only after so many births. He was not ready to have the vision of the Divine Mother. This principle in English language is called Peter's principle. I don't know whether you heard about Peter's principle. Exact words I do not remember. What it means is a man goes on rising in his position until he reaches the position of his incapability. Because how do you know a person is incapable? You must put him in a position capable of doing, then he will do it. Then promote him. A time will come when he will be put in the position which he would not be able to discharge properly. That is when everybody knows he was good for the last post, but not good enough for this particular post. A gentleman called Peter, or I don't know, this is called Peter's principle. A man goes on rising until he achieves his position of incapability. What does it mean? Afterwards he is not going to rise. What does it imply for our discussion here? A man goes on practicing spiritual disciplines. When he reaches that position, when he is ready to receive the vision of the Divine Mother, then only she will come. Supposing, for the sake of the discussion, supposing the Divine Mother appears when the mind is not ready, what's going to happen? We know, those who read Bhagavad Gita, what happened to Arjuna in the 11th chapter. What happened on Kalpatarude, Vaikunthanath Sanyal. You know that. There was a person whom Sri Ramakrishna touched, and he started having visions of Sri Ramakrishna in everything. And after 2-3 days, he had to pray, "O Lord, I am not able to bear it, please withdraw." And by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, he gave a glimpse and he withdrew. Same thing happened to sage Narada, Madhurabha, so many. In fact, even Swami Brahmananda. Swami Brahmananda also it happened. One day, he went to the temple, mother's temple, to do meditation. He could not. Graphically he was describing. He said, "My mind is completely uncontrollable." He said, "What am I doing here? Let me go home and busy myself with something. At least I will do something good." As he was coming, he met Sri Ramakrishna on the way. And he said, "Why did you get up and come?" Then Sri Ramakrishna asked, but he did not wait for the explanation. He said, "I see your mind is very restless. You put out your tongue." And he wrote something there. "Now go and sit and meditate." The moment he sat, he had the vision of the Divine Mother. Brilliant light was coming and enveloping him. And he said, "I could not stand it. So I just," again, second time, he was running away. This time also, he met Sri Ramakrishna. And he asked, "What is the matter?" He says, "I can't stand this vision." He said, "You didn't have meditation, you couldn't stand it. You had vision, you could not stand it." That means they were not ready. If we study the life of Sri Ramakrishna, we see that everything came at the right time. This is one of the most important principles. If we get anything without deserving it, we would not be able to retain it. This is a very important principle. So in common day-to-day language, though I am expounding it, but it's very important principle. Suppose you are given a book which is very highly philosophical or highly scientific, as Einstein's theory of relativity. Anybody can read it. What are you going to do with it? Even Bhagavad Gita, if you are given, what are you going to do with it? Unless we understand it. First comes understanding, then comes practicing. Why practice? Because understanding we already have it, theoretically. But we do not have the direct experience. That comes only by spiritual practice. For example, we are all studying about the nature of Atman. We know, we can give lecture about Atman to anybody. After hearing my lecture, you can go and give lecture to anybody about the nature of the Atman. But it doesn't benefit anyone. For that, we have to go on practicing. When the time comes, then we'll be ready. What was the Arjuna's problem? Our problem. What is the problem? That we go through two types of experiences. One is negative, one is positive. Two types of negative experiences. The problems we are encountering now and the problems we are likely to encounter in the future. And we have to be very careful about this. Bhagavan himself says, so long as there is a body, there are going to be troubles. Two types of negatives, the present problems and the future problems. And what is the second type? Positive experiences, again of two types. The type of happiness we are experiencing right now and the type of experience, happiness we wish, we imagine to be able to experience in the future. We may not get it. Even now, are we quite happy? Talking about these subjects again and again, because these are, I feel, very important things. How happy are we now? Make an index. And how happy we could be under the very same circumstances. See, suppose someone has got a headache, severe headache, migraine, and he is telling, oh, what is life? I am a devotee and God is not coming and removing my migraine, etc., etc. Suppose in this state, you go to a hospital and there you see a person who just now has been admitted after a severe accident and practically his bones are broken and his eyes are gone, his hands are cut off, barely he is alive. Now you see, who should be happier? This is a negative type of example. Now I will give you a positive example. All of us have got a house and we are not worrying, where from am I going to get my breakfast tomorrow? How many of us are worrying? Are we worrying? We have a house, we have water, we have electricity, we are assured of normal food and good food. In fact, I would say good food. Now imagine you are in a Syrian refugee camp and you ran away and you entered France and the French people, they have burnt your camps. Recently it happened and you are lying in the forest in this cold winter. Imagine your condition at that time. Compare it with the condition we are in now. How much happier should you be if you really compare? You would be 1,000 times more happy or not? But are you? You see, we take things for granted and that is where the problems come. These are the things, some things are really there, but we are not really enjoying them as much as we really should. And first let us do that. That is a very important practical consideration. Okay, coming back, always there will be problems. As long as the body is there, there would be the consciousness in a manifested form, manifested as sentiency, life, etc. When the body is removed, consciousness does not appear to be there, but it is not in a manifested form, though it is always there. So in Sanskrit, we use the word Vyakta Chaitanyam, that is, when the body is there, consciousness is experienced. But when the death happens, there is a corpse. Body is there, but we say there is no life. There is no life means there is no consciousness. That is a wrong statement, because consciousness is everywhere, but it is not experienceable. So suppose consciousness, say, instead of using the word consciousness, use the word God. Is God there in a corpse or not? Or even to make it even more clear, instead of using the word God, let us use the word existence. Is existence there or not in the corpse? Can anyone remove the existence? Can anyone destroy existence? That is an important point we are going to come here. Just soon we will be arriving there. So the corpse is there, because if there is no existence, you will not be able to experience an object. The corpse is there. But what is being felt as absent there? Consciousness is not big. Existence and consciousness always go together. So it is an idea we have to slowly grasp. So here is a corpse and here is existence. We see that corpse, but we call it corpse because consciousness is absent. Is absence equivalent to non-existence, or is absence only non-manifestation? Yeah, here is a learned man, a doctor, and he is in deep sleep. Is he a doctor or not? Is he a doctor? No. He is a doctor only when he is conscious, when he has knowledge, when he can treat. Yeah, we have to apply this kind of rules every time. What was Arjuna's question? I am going to kill them. What was Sri Krishna's remedy? No one is going to kill them. No one can be killed. Immediately doubt comes. We see people, some people are killing, some people are being killed, and here you are blatantly declaring nobody can kill, nobody can be killed. That means there is a language problem. What is the problem? He is using the words, but we are misunderstanding. Like two deaf people. Two deaf people met on the street. Both of them know each other. One fellow greeted the other fellow and said, "Are you going to the market?" The other fellow said, No, I am going to the market. The first fellow is still, "Oh, I see. I thought you were going to the market." What is the problem? Language, hearing problem. That's the problem we all have. Right now, here. You are here, but you don't hear. Language is there. Krishna is telling Arjuna is going to be not to be killed. Bhishma is not going to be killed. Drona is not going to be killed. No one is going to be killed. No one can be killed. But what do we see? Wars are going, murders are happening, killing is happening, everyday news. There must be something we are missing. When we are saying somebody is being killed, we are meaning something. When Krishna is telling that nobody is going to be killed, he must be meaning something else. That is the distinction. Arjuna was talking about the body and Krishna was talking about the Atman, soul, self. It takes time for us to understand, because one important point I want to clear now. Whenever we are studying a scripture, what the scripture is teaching us is not our practical understanding. So we must have faith and say, since Bhagavan is telling, it must be the truth, even though at this moment I am not able to understand it. But intellectually we have to say, I have faith in what he says. I will try to understand it and I will try to put it into practice later on. It is this Atman Krishna is talking about, and in these verses Krishna reveals some of the important features of this Atman. First I will give a summary, then we will go to the verses and then come to the point. The first one, that is the nature of the Atman, aprameyaha. Prameya means that could be measured. That means that could be known. Aprameyaha means that cannot be measured. So what science says is, whatever cannot be measured doesn't exist. Measuring means what? We have got only certain instruments through which we measure. If a scientist is told about something which no one can see, no one can hear, no one can smell, no one can taste, no one can touch. In his definition, what does this object amount to? Non-existent. So, is it possible that there is something which nobody can see and yet we all accept and we are all acting upon it? Is it possible? Yes. I'll give you certain few examples. The first thing is, let us say, love. L-O-V-E. Have any one of you seen love? Have you heard about love? Love? Have you not about love? Have you heard love? Just as you hear another person talking, have you heard love talking? Have you tasted love? Have you smelled love? Have you touched love? And yet, 24 hours, we are only acting because of this love. I love my body, so I love also some objects in this world. Is it not? In fact, that love is the basis of our whole life. And yet, can you measure and say, how much does it weigh? Of course you can say, if you give me one chocolate, your love is weighing how much? One chocolate. No, that is not no one can really know what is love. Another concept, service. Have you anyone seen service? These words are what they mean by these words. They are called concepts. So, as opposed to percepts. Perception means you experience, you see, you hear, etc. This is a concept. It is an idea in the mind. In fact, any idea in the mind, whether it is anger, whether it is greediness, whether it is love, whether it is help, these are called concepts. And we are living day in and day out with these concepts. How can we not believe there is something called consciousness? Has anyone seen consciousness? Can anyone see consciousness? Why? What is the reason? Because for any object to be an object of our experience, either it must be capable of being seen, capable of being heard, capable of being smelled, capable of being tasted, capable of being touched. But the Atman is not an object. Whatever can be experienced through these five is called an object. And so there is something which is not an object. What does that mean? It must be only subject, the perceiver, the experiencer. And we all experience these things. So that's what Krishna is talking about, that this Atman, it is there, consciousness is there. Aprameyaha, what is the first description? Aprameyaha means what? You cannot measure it. But what does it mean? Aprameya means that it cannot be an object. If I cannot see it, it cannot be an object. And yet it is there. So there are two things. One can be experienced, another thing cannot be experienced. That which is experienced, capable of being experienced, what is it called? Object. But there is something else. If there is something that is being experienced, there must be somebody who is the experiencer. Because without the experiencer, how can there be any object at all? That's why one of the profoundest Vedantic principles. In this world, how many things are there? In this whole world, how many things are there? Only two. You know what? I and everything else. Because constantly I see, including my body and my mind, I and everything else. I am aprameyaha, means I am ever the experiencer, never the experienced object. The second characteristic, Krishna points out that Atman is nityaha. Nityaha means what? Eternal. Eternal means what? Can never be, not only cannot be destroyed, cannot be changed. Any change means what, you know? Change means death. So, me as a child, alive or dead? Dead. Me as a young person is alive or dead? Me as a middle-aged person is alive or dead? Dead. I am there only, every minute I am changing, even though I am trying not to change. From morning till evening, I am trying my level best not to change by doing so many things. But time, you know, we are all subjected to time. So time means what? Change. Time means change. It's a concept. Time is a concept by which we experience morning and now afternoon. That is called change. How do you know what is morning? That's why my favorite saying, you know, you go to the sun, say, good morning, sir. You know what he will reply? If he is from Bangladesh, shame to you. He asks, good, what is morning? For the sun, what is morning? Because he is not changing. Yeah. So we who are seeing the change. Do you see the point? There is no night. That's why the funny story goes, you know, the sun god fell in love with Nisha, night, and he is trying to meet her. He couldn't manage till now. And she could not manage to meet him. That's why both of them are supremely happy. Nityaha means eternal. What is the definition of eternality? The Atman was in the past, it is in the present, and it will be in the future. That means it is beyond time. If something is beyond time, it cannot be an object. Because an object is something which always functions within the boundaries of time, space, and causation. You are sitting in front of me. You are at that particular spatial point. And you came here at this particular time. Then you get up and go away. You analyze any object in this world. Always they are changing. But there is one thing which is not changing. That is called I. How do we know? Because from the experiential point of view, I am always there. But from a rational point of view, who can know something is changing? There must be somebody, something which is constantly there and can say this is unchanging. These are certain things which we have to get into our deep thinking. And then why is it? It is not merely, I am not talking about Jnana Yoga. I am talking even if you are a Bhakta, devotee, so you have to have that understanding, same understanding. You know why? You have an understanding about your God that He is not changing. Its implications are enormous. What it means is, if God is changing, who is to certify that He is changing? That means you have to be unchanging and you have to be eternal. So for eternity you are going unchanging. Oh, this fellow changes every now and then. Okay. The second implication is, you say God is Karunamaya, Dayamaya, like an ocean of compassion. And how do you know that he is an ocean of compassion? You have to be eternally present. Go on watching whether there is any change in his nature of compassion. Do you get the point? Our idea is he will never change. If he is eternally compassionate, we cannot complain against him that why you are so uncompassionate. And what is our constant prayer? We say you are Karunamaya, Dayamaya, Daya Sagara. What is our complaint? That you are compassionate towards everyone, especially towards people whom I hate. But me, the only excluded person in the whole world, is it not? The implication Nitya means he will never change. Ramanujacharya gives a beautiful explanation. The followers are from Parashara Bhatta. Vishnu Sahasranama, one of the names is God is unchanging. So Aksharaha. He says, what is the meaning of Akshara? He gives a beautiful meaning for it. He says, once a devotee surrenders himself or herself to God and God accepts him, thereafter the devotee may change, but he will not change. He will say, you have sold yourself to me, you belong to me. If you are good, I will be also reward you. But if you are not good, I am not going to let you go. I will make you by whipping. Good. That is the meaning of this Akshara, unchanging, eternal. Here, Atman was in the past, it is in the present, and it will be there in future. That means in simple words, is beyond time. That which never changes in time is beyond time. That is what is called Mahakala. Though not directly related, I am bringing that concept of Mother Kali. Mother Kali, picture you know, Mother Kali, and beneath her feet, who is there? Shiva. What is the symbolism of this? I told you many times, Kali means deification of Kala, time. What it really means is, anything that happens, anything that changes, happens in time. Time changes everything, and that which represents every change in the whole universe is called Kali or Kala. Kala, deified, time deified is called Kali. That's why, what is the essence of this Kala? Srishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya. Laya. Srishti, Sthiti, Vinashanam, Shakti Bhute, Sanatani. The whole universe, the whole cosmos. It comes into being, it remains for some time, and then it goes out. That's where we have to be very careful. When it comes into being, we call it Janma. But when it goes back, it is called death. So that's why in the beginning you read out, what is Janma? From unmanifested state to manifested state. And what is Mrityu? From the manifested state to unmanifested state. But there is no death at all. Existence cannot have a death. Simple example, many times I gave, here is the table. Before the table came, what was it called? Wood. But when you give a particular shape, you give a particular name, then what is it called? Table. And supposing this name and shape goes away, then what does it remain as? So extend this example to everything in this universe. You can say atoms, you can say matter, you can say energy, whatever you would like to say. But Kala is a concept. What is a concept? Kala means change. Change means we have an idea that it was not there and it started at some point. So you can say, when did this universe start? Okay? But instead of putting it in that language, you put it this language. Universe means what? Time. Change. When did time begin? This is the paradoxical language we use. When did you start from your home to come here? You can answer. But when did time start? That means you are presuming there is a time when time started. That's an absurd idea. And therefore what we have to say, it is beyond time. That means you have no concept of time. That the name for that state is called Mahakala, eternity. This Mahakali represents time, And Mahakala represents timelessness. Timelessness is represented by Shiva. So when Shiva doesn't do anything, that means doesn't change, he is called Mahakala. When he seems to be doing something, he is called Mahakali. It's not that there is a man or a woman. This is a wonderful concept. So what are we talking about? Nityaha. Atman is Nityaha. That's why you cannot meditate upon the Atman. You can only meditate upon a manifestation of Atman in the form of a God, a goddess, etc. You cannot meditate on the impersonal aspect of God. Because there is nothing you have to think. Why? What is meditation? It is a thought in the mind. And every thought in the mind is depending upon these five sense organs. It's a very important point. Every thought in the mind, whether it is a percept or whether it is a concept. What is a percept? A paper is a percept because I can perceive it. What is a concept? It's a good book. It's a good point. This is called a concept because good and bad can. Okay. Yes, very briefly I will answer to you. They are not praying to an impersonal God. God can be thought of only in three ways, not the complete impersonal God. The first is God with forms, God with names, God with qualities. This is how we start our spiritual life. The second higher concept of God is God without any form but with qualities. First is percepts. Second is concepts. What is a quality? It's a concept. He is good, he is compassionate, he is loving, and he only wishes our fair, and he has got a place reserved for us, especially if we can finish off some fellows, and all these are called concepts. So that is called qualities, without forms, but with qualities. And these qualities is what the Muslims also call them names. See, Vishnu, you are Daya Sagara. It looks, Vishnu is Daya Sagara, means an ocean of compassion. Is it a name or is it a quality? It's a quality. In fact, all our names is only a quality. Every one of our names is only a quality. Okay, let us take Vishnu. Is it a name? Yes. Is it a quality? Yes. What is Vishnu means what? He who is everywhere, all pervading, he is called Vishnu. Gayatri. Is it a name or is it a quality? It's a quality. What is the quality? What is the name? You specify an object with a particular quality, that is called name. Okay, here is Gayatri. It is we call it a name, but actually it's a quality. What is the quality? Gayantam Trayati iti Gayatri. She or that power who saves a person who chants Gayatri mantra, she is called Gayatri. Saroja, another name. Saroja, it's a name, but it is actually it is a quality. That which is born out of a lake, a lotus. Ja means to be born. Padmaja, Saroja. Atul is a quality. Tula means that which can be measured. Atula means what? Compared or incomparable. Do you see? Varsha, is it a quality? Varsha means rain. So every Sanskrit name has got a deep meaning behind it. Narayana, Narada. You know what is Narada? Naram dadati iti Naradaha. Naram means gnanam, knowledge. He who gives knowledge is called Narada. What knowledge Narada gives? He has got only one. He wants to bring people the knowledge of Lord Narayana, so that everybody can go to Lord Narayana. That's why he accomplishes it in a peculiar manner. That's a different issue altogether. But his purpose is to bring people, remove the obstacles and make them better devotees, remove whatever problems, egotism problem, so that they can become better devotees, greater devotees. That is all. He is not going to come to me and then say, I will create a quarrel with you. But that is also there. You know why? Whatever negative experiences we are having in this world, God is creating them. For what purpose? So that our mind acquires better self-control and calm. Anyway, coming back to our subject here, that Nityam. That's why we say Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. What is it? From mortality lead me to immortality. That means, may I shift my identification from a mortal body to the Atman who is immortal. This is called spiritual sadhana. To claim I am the Atman, one of the most powerful methods of thinking is called Drik Drishya Viveka. Viveka means discrimination. Drik means seer. Drishya means seen. Experience, experiencer, experienced discrimination. What is it? Simple words. There are only two things I said in this world, whole universe. From birth to death, from millions of years, only two things. I and everything else. And whatever I experience is not me. We discussed this point many times. I see the table. So I never say I am the table. I see the house. I never say I am the house. I see a car. I never say I am the car. Is it not? But see means here experience. Similarly, experience, not seeing. Seeing means equivalent to experiencing. Because seeing is only one function of experience. Hearing is another. You close your eyes, you hear Krishna talking, that means you have knowledge. Oh, Krishna is here. You are experiencing Krishna, not through the eyes, but through the ears. So also smell, so also touch, etc. So, what is the point here? Whatever we experience are not us. It's a difficult concept, but this is the truth. Every single millisecond, that is what we are saying. I see the table. I never mistake that I am the table. Is it not? But the problem comes with the body and the mind. The moment we come to the body, we say, I am the body. Though I am experiencing the body, still I say I am the body. I am experiencing similarly the mind, and I say I am the mind. And that is what is spiritual life. I said there are 3 stages in spiritual progress. 3 stages. The first stage is, I am the body, I am the mind, and I have consciousness. This is what every ordinary person's normal state of experience. What is the higher state? I am the consciousness, I have a body, and I have a mind. Just like I have a house, I have a car, etc. The highest experience is, there is only I, means pure Atman, nothing else. There is no such a division called experiencer, experienced, seer, seen. Because if everything is Atman, who makes that division? Do you see the point? I will dwell upon it for a minute. We say, God is everything. God is everything. We say that. We also intellectually have some idea. If God is everything, who am I? If I am God and God also is God, how many things are there? Huh? No. I am talking about, this is worldly experience. But when we go to that point, then if you say Narayana is everything, then there cannot be you. Otherwise, you know what happens? God is everything excepting me. That means you are limiting God. The moment you say even you know I am small. But the moment you say I am separate, God is separate. His qualification for infinity gone. Think over it. This is the truth actually. It must be, if God is everything, if I am also God, I must be God only, but in a different way. What is it? God with name and form is called world. World without name and form is called God. That is the realization we have to come. 3 stages, we said. What are the 3 stages? I am the body, I am the mind, I have consciousness. What is the second stage? I am the consciousness, I am Jiva, but I have a body and I have a mind. It makes enormous difference. Because just as whatever you have, you can do whatever you like. You can sell it, you can lend it, you can renounce it. But if you are there, you cannot renounce. If you are body, mind, you cannot do anything with it. But if you have body, mind, Just as you can do anything with your house, with your car, with your dress, with whatever you have. You can do something. So the last stage is, there is no I, there is no you. Everything is nothing but God. This was the essence of what Sri Ramakrishna was giving through the example of Hanuman. Hanuman, how do you consider me? Hanuman was asked by Rama, and this was being quoted by Sri Ramakrishna. Then Hanuman replies, Deha buddhyatu dasoham. When I think I am the body, you are my master and I am your servant. Jiva buddhya tadamshakaha. When I consider myself as a jivatma, then you are Paramatma and I am Jivatma. I am a small part of you, like the cell in the body. But when Atma buddhyatu tvameva aham, if I think I am the Atman, there is no I, no you, we are exactly the same. Sri Ramakrishna's words, all these beautiful ideas are given there. Atma nityaha. Then Atma nirvikaraha. The third, there are so many descriptions of consciousness. Atman means consciousness. Nirvikaraha. Nirvikara means what? Changeless. Vikara means change. Nirvikara means changeless. How many changes we have in our life? 6 changes. To come to be, then to be born, and then to grow up, to become old, to have diseases, etc. And then finally, so what we call Janma to Mrityu, they are called in Sanskrit Shad Vikaraha. 6-fold changes. Every object in this world goes through these 6-fold changes. So sometimes people have a little bit of confusion about Asti and Jayate. So what is Asti Jayate? Wood is, that table is born. Now you see the difference. So we were there in an unmanifest form. That is called Asti, existence. Then the moment we take a particular name and form, it is called birth. And then slowly, as we grow old, youth, and that is what is being, we discussed in the previous verses. I will come to that very soon. Then Sarvagataha. Sarvagataha means, Sarva means everywhere. Gataha means the Atman consciousness is everywhere. So you cannot imagine God is only somewhere and not here. He is everywhere. That is Prahlada's story. His father asks him, where is your Narayana? He says, where is not your Narayana? Is he in this pillar? Yes, he is in the pillar. Then he breaks open the pillar. What is that pillar? What is that pillar? You see, what is it that prevents us seeing God? Pillar. What is the pillar? Ego, ahankara. He removed his ahankara. He saw nothing but God only. Hiranyakashipu were destroyed. What was destroyed? We say Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narayana. What can God kill? Can he kill himself? I know these are difficult concepts. So whom did Narayana kill? He destroyed egotism of Hiranyakashipu. Then Hiranyakashipu realized, I am Narayana. As Prahlada was insisting, now that is all that happens. There is nothing changed from ignorance to knowledge. That's all. From asat to sat, something which is asat doesn't become sat. Like, in the semi-darkness, you see something like, you mistake it for a snake. Then, any number of beating that object, thinking that it is a snake, is not going to kill. Because where is the problem? Is it there or is it here? That's why when suddenly we realize something, we don't beat somebody else, we beat ourselves. That is called illumination. That is called removing the ego divides like a stick. Removing that ego is called breaking the pillar. In the case of Prahlada. So Hiranyakashipu is a great devotee of God. We are all devotees of God only. Do you know that? Because we are all, whose nature we have got. You love yourself, isn't it? If you love yourself, are you a devotee of yourself or not? Tell me, of whose devotees we are? We are the greatest devotees of whom? Ourselves. What do you mean ourselves? I want to be happy, is it not? What is that happiness and existence? In Vedantic terminology, what is the name? Ananda, Atman. So we are all devotees of, we cannot be devotees of anything else. For the simple reason, there is no choice. If there was somebody other than God, yes, there is a choice, we can be devotees of, okay, we will choose either this or that. But because everything is God, even if you are a devotee of somebody else, you are only actually devotee of God in that particular name, form and quality. Is that point clear? The implications of that Sri Ramakrishna explores that let anybody worship God in any form, he is only worshipping God only. Because it is only God, whether it is called Allah or Krishna or Jesus or Buddha or whatever name you call. It is only one God. For the simple reason there is no choice. Choiceless choice. Choice. This is called Sarvagataha. Sarvagata means God is the only reality. In the form of what? Existence. If you try to think of God in the form of existence, so whatever you experience is nothing but existence, isn't it? It is nothing but God. So you cannot go outside the perimeter of God, because there is nothing outside the perimeter of God. This is the simple thing. It is very profound title, quality. That means if everything is, God is everywhere, everything is God. That is the implication. There was very interesting letters. Miss Mary Hale and Swami, she misunderstood. If everything is God, then the table is God. So, Swami, is this what you are preaching? Then Swami says, you have understood me like that fellow who heard the whole Ramayana, and he said, I understood everything you said excepting only to who was Rama and who was Sita. He said, you have misunderstood. I never said table is God. Very beautiful words. I never preached table is God. I preached God is the table. What is the difference between God is the table but table is not God? Can you understand the difference? Huh? You have a concept of table. If this is your concept of God, God is very limited. But if God is a table, then God is table, God is chair, God is everything. Instead of saying table is wood, you say wood is table. Then chair is also table. Everything made up of wood is also nothing but wood. So our concepts must be very clear. Do not say Krishna is God. Say God is Krishna. Do not say Ramakrishna is God. Then you become a sectarian. That means Krishna is not God, Jesus is not God, Buddha is not God, only Ramakrishna alone is God. But you say Ramakrishna is also God. What a difference it makes. Krishna is also God. Narayana is also God. Anything that you see is also God. Is also means what, you know? It means many things. But if you exclude that word also, you have a big, big problem. So what is the problem with all the religions now? Allah is God. Krishna, Hare Krishna people. Krishna is God. Krishna is only Krishna is God. Just use a little bit of English word. Krishna alone is God. Instead of that, Krishna is also God. All narrowness will be removed. Because the moment you say also, he is also good, he is also good, he is also means what? You are including him in many other things. What a difference language makes. That is what he says, Sarvagataha. Then Atma is Akarta. Akarta means what? He is a non-doer. That's a very important concept. That's why in the last class also we explored it. The fire is burning. Okay, I'll give you two examples here. I am sitting here. What am I doing? I am sitting. Fire is burning. Is there any difference between these two statements? What is the difference? Yeah. So, my sitting here is an action. An action is dependent upon what I decide to do. Whereas, fire is burning is not an action. Let me explain it. It's a profound truth. What is it? The sun is shining, the fire is burning, water wets, etc. So what is it? I am sitting here. First understand. I am sitting here. 1 hour before, I was not sitting. And after some time, I will not be sitting. then what will be? I will be standing, or I will be running, or I will be sleeping. Constantly I am changing according to my will. So this is unreal, what is changing. Whereas fire is now burning, fire now is not burning. Can such a thing happen? 24 hours it has. With regard to myself, how do I understand? Swami Dayatmananda is a human being, as an example. So whether I am sitting or standing or anything, that quality will not go away. So that is called Swarupa. Swarupa means it's my nature. If something is one's nature, it is not an action. Fire is burning is not an action. If you ask the fire, are you burning? He says, what do you mean by I am burning? Because he doesn't know what is called. And or you can ask fire if you want a little bit funny, are you hot? It's hot? What do you mean by hot? Does the fire know what is heat? Does it know? Do you see the difference now? What is changed is an action. What cannot be changed is not an action. So supposing a person burns a house. So what happens there? Fire burns the house. A person takes fire and burns the house. Very beautiful example. Do the policemen come and catch hold of the fire and why did you burn this house? Because if they do that, whenever you prepare tea or idli, you will be arrested by the police because it is an activity, negative activity. They arrest the person because he took the fire and put deliberately in somebody's house. Lest you may be wondering, do people do that? What are all these wars between Syria and this one and France, ISIS and other people? What is all that? They are all activities. Bad, negative, counterproductive, destructive activities. So, the Atman is not a karta. If what is a karta? Doer. Who can be called a doer? It's a very profound philosophy. Anybody cannot be called a doer. For taking a person as a doer, certain conditions have to be fulfilled. First condition is, he must know I am a doer. Second condition, he must do it with a plan. Third condition, he must accept the consequence of his doing it. I'll give some examples. Here is a sleeping person. Accidentally he releases a gun. Will he be charged as a murderer, as a killer? Or a child does it? Will the police take the child and charge him as a murderer? Why? Because he doesn't know, he doesn't plan, he doesn't feel I am the killer. Do you see the point? He doesn't have that idea, I am the doer. Only a person must feel I am a doer. Secondly, he must plan for it. Otherwise it is an accident. Do you see how people charge? Accidentally if somebody kills somebody, they don't call him a killer. We call it what? Accident. Thirdly, if anybody deliberately says, I am the doer, I am going to do it, who experiences the result of that action? You are cooking food and the food comes out. If it comes out very well, you enjoy it. If it doesn't, you do not enjoy it. So you are also taking the experience, the result of your karma phala. These conditions must be fulfilled, then he is only called a karta. The Atman is not a karta. This is the first point. What is the second point? Who is not a doer, whoever is not a doer, will not be an enjoyer also. Enjoyer means experiencer. So if you do something, I don't experience the result of what you do. Is it not? Okay. Now Atman cannot do anything because, what a beautiful philosophy, to do something you need three things. To do any action we need three things. You know what? The person who does it must be there. The object for which he is going to do must be there. And there must be an instrument through which he is doing it. Simple example, you want to dress a vegetable. You should be there, the vegetable should be there, and a knife should be there to dress the vegetable. Is it not? Now, Atma, just now we gave the title. He is everywhere. He is the only one. Therefore, who is the object? To whom he is going to do the action? There is no second one. And that has its drawbacks. That is called the limitations of God. What is the limitations of God? Suppose God tells me, get out of here. Can he make me get out? Because wherever I am,
God is
there. I don't want to see your face. Can he avoid seeing my face? Can he close his? I can do that, but he can't do that. Because if God is one, there is no second. First of all, what is the need to do any action? Every action means he wants to get something which is not there. But there is nothing besides Atman, is first point. Next point is, whatever we do must be with a purpose. What is the purpose? You are sitting here and then listening to me. What is the purpose? I want to be happy. After some time you close your eyes and go into samadhi state. What is the purpose? I want to be happier. Whatever we do, the ultimate purpose is I want to be a happy person. Is it clear? So, Atman is the Ananda Swarupa. There is nothing to get, and therefore there is no desire, and therefore there is no instrument, because there is no aham bhava comes only to a person who is limited. Because of all these reasons, the Atman is akarta. Therefore, akarta means non-doer. If he is a non-doer, the Atman is also by implication non-experiencer. Bhokta. Atma is karta abhokta. So that is what he says. The Atman, so far description comes, aprameyaha, immeasurable, because he cannot be measured. Nityaha, because he is beyond time, changeless. Nirvikaraha, there cannot be any change like us. Then sarvagataha, he is everywhere. And akarta, he is not a doer. Abhokta is not a enjoyer. These are the 5 qualities, only 5, there are other qualities through which Lord Bhagavan Krishna wants to convey to us how we can meditate upon Atman, or if you cannot really meditate upon Atman really, meditate upon a personal God. Rama, Krishna, Vishnu, Shiva, Devi, these are the qualities you have to see. And that's what we do in practice, isn't it? You are at home, you think this is the same Ramakrishna. And you come here, it is the same Ramakrishna. You go to India, same Ramakrishna. You think of Krishna, he is the same Ramakrishna, God. These are the hints. This is what in spiritual life japa really means. Japa, dhyana really means trying to meditate upon God with these few hints that Bhagavan Krishna is giving to us. Whereas our normal day-to-day life until now is just the opposite of these 5. Because we are identified with our body, which is not nitya, which is karta, which is a bhokta, which is limited only to a small place, which is vikara, constantly going through these changes, and it is anitya, because before birth we are not there, after birth also we will not be there, and we are measurable, means we are experienceable. So because our present knowledge is of this, we are called worldly people. Now we want to become spiritual people. So we have to change what is spirituality, not changing a fact, but changing our misunderstanding into right understanding, and that is accomplished through meditation on these 5 aspects. That if I can think myself as with these 5 qualities, I am the eternal, I am changeless, I am birthless, I am everywhere, and I am not a doer, I am not a experiencer. If we can do that, then we will become liberated. We attain mukti, liberation. This is the meditation Krishna is going to tell. In our next class we will explore a most marvelous idea. This is the summary of whatever we have studied so far of the description of Atman, and this is the only solution to any problem of life. Why? So long as there is life, there will be problem. And if we want to be free from problems, there is only one way. What is it? We would like to be totally free from limitations. That means we have to think ourselves as what? Atman. So meditation on the Atman, self, let it be in any form. is to facilitate meditation. We imagine a particular god, goddess, etc. But this is the truth about it. And now you think over it, apply it to any god, goddess. If they lack even one of these qualities, he is not really a god. Means our concept of him is very defective, and that will not serve the purpose, because if he lacks one of them, then he is not a self. Because all these are different words to describe the same truth. Because if you remove this one, any one of these qualities, he will become just like us. Maybe a little bit glorified, Like a person is staying in the 7-star hotel, and I am staying in a dilapidated hut. What is the difference? No difference. I will just close this topic with one funny thing, Here is a person who is staying in the best hotel, and he is supplied with best food. Here is another person who is in the dirtiest place, and he is supplied with the simplest food. My question, who would be enjoying his food best? That is the answer. Because if that fellow is not hungry, all this air conditioning, etc., in fact it will be a burden. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.